The Eagles are in a position where everything seems to be aligning just right, and the energy around the team in Philadelphia is palpable. The vibes in the locker room are high. The players are communicating, and the chemistry that was missing earlier in the season is finally starting to shine through on the field. You can feel it in how the offense operates, how the defense holds strong, and even in the way the players are interacting during practice and in game moments that fans get a glimpse of. There's a sense of unity that wasn't always evident before, a cohesion that began forming during the rough patches of the season when losses were piling up and frustrations were brewing. Those moments, rather than breaking the team apart, seem to have brought them closer together, forcing communication and collaboration that now translate into dominant performances and high morale. Injuries have been part of the narrative, as always in football, but the way the team is managing them is strategic and logical. Key players like Jalen Carter and Lane Johnson remain sidelined for now, and while some fans might have expected them to push back onto the field, it makes sense to give them time. The schedule is demanding, and with certain opponents not at their peak performance, there's no need to risk health for a single game when the ultimate goal is maintaining dominance over the division and preparing for playoff competition. The Eagles have shown that they can perform at a high level even without every key starter in the lineup. Games against teams like the Raiders have demonstrated this, where offensive execution and defensive prowess created control and allowed the squad to maintain momentum. The current setup allows the team to grow stronger while preserving the health of essential contributors, ensuring that when the playoffs arrive, the Eagles are as prepared as possible, both physically and mentally. The energy in Philadelphia isn't just about strategy. It's also about individual and collective motivation. Players like Jalen Phillips bring a fresh intensity, having experienced less successful stints with other organizations and now finding themselves in a culture of winning and accountability. For someone like Phillips, the chance to compete for a division title isn't just another game. It's a personal milestone, an opportunity to make a mark in a team that consistently plays at a high level. That drive feeds into the locker room atmosphere, inspiring teammates to match intensity with focus and dedication. Every touchdown, every big defensive stop, every well-executed play adds to a growing sense of belief that the Eagles aren't just capable, they're poised to dominate. A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, and other playmakers have stepped into leadership roles, bridging gaps in communication, encouraging younger players, and pushing everyone toward collective goals that extend far beyond individual accolades. Watching the team in action, it becomes evident how much the hard work and adjustments during the season have paid off. Even games that were challenging early on, moments that could have exposed weaknesses, instead became lessons that shaped the team's identity. Miscommunications, occasional turnovers, and dropped passes are still part of the game, but the resilience and adaptation of the players are now front and center. Offensive schemes are being executed with increasing precision, and defensive strategies remain suffocating to opponents. The Eagles' defense continues to be one of the most formidable in the NFC, capable of slowing down top-tier teams like the Rams or Green Bay. The key now is ensuring that the offense is competent, dynamic, and able to capitalize on opportunities, converting the defense's work into points on the board. When both sides of the ball are operating at peak efficiency, the team transforms from strong contenders into true championship-caliber performers. Leadership and mindset are critical to this evolution. Players like Saquon Barkley emphasize that the season isn't judged by how it begins, but by how it finishes, highlighting the importance of consistency, focus, and staying grounded. The Eagles have demonstrated the ability to learn from early setbacks, fostering an environment where mistakes become teaching moments rather than sources of division. This approach has cultivated trust, accountability, and a willingness to innovate on the field. Quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, and defensive linemen alike are increasingly comfortable communicating and executing complex plays, demonstrating that the team's internal growth is translating into real, measurable performance. The energy, once volatile and uncertain, is now constructive, building a momentum that carries beyond a single game and into the larger arc of the season. Philadelphia's intensity is also shaped by the context of the league. Facing teams that are struggling or intentionally rebuilding allows the Eagles to strategically manage their roster and pacing. By giving key players time to recover while maintaining dominance on the field, the team sets itself up to face the most challenging opponents fully healthy and in peak form. It's a balancing act, carefully calculated to preserve the team's strength for the playoffs while ensuring victories in the division. The players understand this, buying into the system and committing to both their individual roles and the larger collective vision. This alignment of goals, strategy, and execution is what separates good teams from elite teams, and the Eagles are clearly moving into the latter category as the season progresses. There's also a psychological component that cannot be overlooked. The way the team interacts, motivates each other, and responds to challenges reflects a culture of confidence and resilience. Positive locker room vibes, the playful competitiveness among teammates, and the willingness to hold each other accountable are indicators of a team that is ready to handle the pressures of high-stakes games. These intangibles, while less visible than statistics or play design, are critical to sustaining performance through the long season and into the playoffs. The Eagles' ability to combine talent, strategy, and mental toughness is what makes them one of the most formidable squads in the league. When players like Jalen Phillips talk about accomplishing goals that were unattainable elsewhere, it's not just personal pride. It's evidence of a culture that supports excellence and expects success at every level. As the season progresses, the Eagles' focus shifts to not just winning games, but asserting dominance, both offensively and defensively, while maintaining the culture of unity that has been carefully cultivated. Every practice, every meeting, and every on-field adjustment is geared toward maximizing performance when it matters most. Players are increasingly aware that the path to success isn't measured solely by individual stats, but by how effectively the team functions as a cohesive unit. The chemistry between quarterbacks and receivers, the timing in the running game, and the coordination in defensive schemes all point to a team that has learned to communicate instinctively. The previous struggles earlier in the season, which once seemed like obstacles, now serve as a foundation for improvement. The Eagles are no longer reacting. They're anticipating, preparing, and executing with precision, a reflection of both player development and coaching strategy. The offensive unit, in particular, is showing signs of a balanced attack that is difficult for opponents to defend. Saquon Barkley's performance as a running back has become a cornerstone of this approach, combining physicality with vision to consistently gain yardage and open opportunities for play-action passes. The integration of dynamic players such as Jalen Hurts adds another layer to the offensive threat, allowing the team to keep defenses guessing and adjust on the fly. Hurts' ability to extend plays with his legs, make quick decisions under pressure, and connect with receivers across the field creates a rhythm that energizes the entire squad. Supporting players, whether seasoned veterans or emerging talents, are being strategically incorporated into the game plan, ensuring that the offense is not dependent on any single individual. This depth is critical, particularly as the season heads into its final stretch and every play becomes more consequential. Defensively, the Eagles continue to demonstrate why they are considered one of the most formidable units in the NFC. The combination of veteran leadership and young, hungry talent creates a dynamic that can neutralize even the most explosive offensive teams. Opponents are consistently challenged by the pressure applied by the defensive line, the disciplined coverage in the secondary, and the overall strategic adaptability of the unit. Even when facing teams that have elite passers or strong running games, the Eagles' defense has repeatedly shown an ability to force mistakes, create turnovers, and limit scoring opportunities. This reliability allows the coaching staff to take calculated risks on offense, knowing that the defense can handle pressure and maintain control of the game. The interplay between offensive efficiency and defensive dominance is what separates the Eagles from teams that are merely good from those that are legitimate Super Bowl contenders. The mental aspect of the game has become equally important as the physical execution. Players are learning to handle adversity without letting it disrupt focus or morale. The lessons from early season losses have instilled resilience, teaching the team how to stay composed in challenging situations and capitalize on moments where momentum can shift. Leaders like A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley set examples for the rest of the roster, demonstrating professionalism, dedication, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Their influence extends beyond the field, creating an environment where younger players feel supported, encouraged, and challenged to elevate their performance. This culture of accountability and empowerment ensures that every player understands their role while contributing to the collective goal of winning the division and making a deep playoff run. Team chemistry, which was once fragile, is now a cornerstone of the Eagles' identity. The communication between players is more natural, both on and off the field, and moments that once sparked tension are now handled with maturity and collaboration. The hard work put into fostering this environment is visible in how the team reacts during games. Celebrations are genuine, sideline interactions are positive, and the players' commitment to each other is evident in both small plays and game-changing moments. Even with injuries or adjustments in the lineup, the Eagles continue to operate seamlessly, highlighting the importance of preparation, trust, and shared responsibility. This unity becomes particularly crucial as the season intensifies, where high-stakes games can be won or lost by the smallest margin, and mental sharpness is just as important as physical ability. Upcoming matchups are not merely games on a schedule. They are opportunities to solidify identity, refine strategies, and assert control over the division. Each opponent brings a unique set of challenges, but the Eagles approach every game with a consistent mindset. Focus on execution, maintain discipline, and maximize the strengths of the roster. Players like Jalen Phillips, who have experienced different organizational cultures, recognize the significance of this approach. For them, winning in Philadelphia is more than a personal achievement. It reflects the culmination of teamwork, preparation, and a supportive environment that the team has built. This perspective adds an extra layer of motivation, inspiring the squad to approach every game with intensity and purpose. Special teams, coaching decisions, and situational awareness all contribute to the Eagles' edge over opponents. The coaching staff has been methodical in its adjustments, ensuring that the team capitalizes on tendencies observed in prior games while also staying unpredictable. By combining experience, analytics, and intuition, they create opportunities for the team to succeed in high-pressure situations. Players respond to this guidance with precision, demonstrating not only their skills but also their understanding of the broader strategy. This synergy between coaching and player execution highlights the Eagles' ability to adapt, innovate, and maintain consistency across the season. As the playoffs approach, this balance between preparation and performance will be critical to their success. The narrative of the Eagles season is also shaped by their ability to navigate challenges without losing momentum. Injuries, tough matchups, and the natural ebb and flow of performance are all part of the game, yet the team has shown resilience and adaptability. The mentality within the locker room emphasizes growth, learning, and maintaining focus on long-term objectives rather than short-term setbacks. By fostering this mindset, the Eagles ensure that every game, every play, and every practice contributes to the ultimate goal, a dominant presence in the division and a legitimate shot at the Super Bowl. The players' commitment to these principles reinforces the culture that makes the team unique, combining talent, discipline, and cohesion in a way that few teams in the league can match. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are circulating in Philadelphia, and they're louder than ever. Jalen Hurts, the charismatic and determined quarterback of the Eagles, has reportedly issued what insiders are calling an ultimatum that could shake the NFL to its core. If he comes to the Eagles, I'm out. While the statement itself was vague, the intensity behind it has sparked a frenzy among fans, analysts, and rival franchises alike. The big question on everyone's lips is, of course, who is he? Speculation runs wild. Some sources hint at a high-profile quarterback potentially being available through trade or free agency, a player whose reputation precedes him and whose presence could immediately change the dynamics of the Eagles' locker room. Others whisper about a controversial figure, perhaps a talent as undeniable as he is polarizing, someone whose arrival could disrupt the delicate balance that has made Philadelphia's offense so electrifying this season. What makes this revelation all the more dramatic is Hurts' reputation for loyalty and leadership. Known for his work ethic, resilience, and ability to inspire teammates, the quarterback doesn't make threats lightly. His comments suggest a deep personal conviction, one that could force Eagles management into a near-impossible decision: pursue a marquee acquisition and risk losing a rising star, or double down on their existing roster and sidestep what could be a major upheaval. Inside sources hint that Hurts' camp has already begun confidential discussions with team executives, outlining not just the emotional impact of a potential arrival, but also the tactical consequences for the offense he's meticulously built around himself. Fans have taken to social media, splitting into factions. Some argue that the Eagles should acquiesce to Hurts' demands, emphasizing stability and continuity. Others suggest that the lure of a superstar, a player capable of immediately elevating the team, could be worth the gamble, regardless of the friction it might create. Analysts point out that this isn't the first time a top-tier quarterback has flexed influence over team decisions, but rarely has it been so public and so pointed. The tension is palpable, and it has transformed what might have been a routine offseason into a simmering drama that could dominate headlines for months. As the rumor mill churns, one thing is clear: the Eagles stand at crossroads. Jalen Hurts' ultimatum is more than a statement. It's a challenge to ownership, management, and perhaps the entire league. Every move from here will be scrutinized, and the consequences could redefine Philadelphia football. Will Hurts' warning lead to compromise, confrontation, or a seismic roster shakeup? Only time will tell, but one certainty remains: the next step could determine the fate of a franchise and the career of a quarterback who refuses to settle for anything less than his vision of victory. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.